Hello and welcome to Old Faithful. Again, I'm your host, Matt Trask. And again, yes, we recorded two of these back to back at Haggerty's Music Works and then two of them back to back here at Perfect Wave Production, which explains why I'm in the same outfit I was in 2 weeks ago. My thanks to Scott Gooch here at Perfect Wave Production. My thanks to Kelsey Ray again for the Black Hills Blend Espresso. They are still open because they're a drive-through location. Stop in if you're feeling tired and overwhelmed, and they'll get you caffeinated. They might not make you happy, but you'll be caffeinated when you leave. Hopefully, next week we will have a guest on the show. I cannot wait to get back to interviewing guests, getting this show back to what I intended it to be. I do hope you're enjoying these episodes with just me. In the meantime, this was an emergency measure. I absolutely did not want to have Old Faithful be just me showing off, as it were, but here we are, and I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun, and maybe you're getting to know me a little more, and maybe you wanted to. I don't know. What are we going to talk about on this week's show? Who can be on the show? Let's talk about that. I live in Rapid City, South Dakota. If you're from some dang old forest state like Montana or somewhere, I did have a guy from Montana on the show, actually. So, and it is a local musician show, but at some point, that is simply a matter of geographical convenience for me and Scott and Johnny and everybody here in Rapid City. That's where we are. If you are a traveling musician and want to be on the show, by all means, reach out to me. And I would love to have you on the show. It really doesn't matter how famous or not famous you are. I would absolutely love to have Brad Paisley, Joe Walsh, Billy Gibbons on the show. I would absolutely love that. I wouldn't turn you down. I would adore having Willie Nelson on that show. On this show, that would be a dream come true. If you're a bedroom player only, but you have a nice guitar and you've become attached to it, shoot me an email or get a hold of me in one form or another. We'll talk a little bit more how you can get a hold of me at the end of this episode. And then there are questions of what instruments. Well, I think this show will always be kind of guitar-centric because it's me. But we've had a fiddle player on the show. We've had a drummer. We've had two bassists. I would love to have all kinds of other instruments, particularly ones with stories, or if you can explain to us why you are attached to it, which could be any number of reasons, including price, availability, convenience, tone, playability, any reason you can think of. I have had some people ask me if they could bring someone to sing while they played because they're not such a good singer, and I absolutely will have to do that at some point. I would rather not, but I will welcome you on the show. I really like in its simplest form having one guest and one or two guitars because quite obviously most of us have multiple instruments and some of us play multiple instruments all the time. Some of us favor one. But I do kind of like the one guest, one or two instrument. But that is my personal preference. And if you want to bring someone on to sing, we'll figure out a way to do that. Drum kits, other stuff, I want to do that at some point. And some of those will be outside of my knowledge zone, and I'm very interested to learn about those instruments. I have reached out to one local hip-hop artist because number one, I enjoy a challenge. I enjoy seeing what I can do to entertain people. But hip-hop artists are, after all, entertainers just exactly like the rest of us, with the same hopes and dreams, the same desire to captivate a crowd. The only difference being that they don't have necessarily a musical instrument, but I'm guessing that they could come up with an analog, maybe their favorite microphone. If any of them have like a drum machine that they favor, I would love to see that, and we'll talk about your drum machine, stuff like that. So how you can get a hold of me, if you're not following me on Facebook, you really should be, because we do all sorts of fun stuff on Facebook. Facebook/ Matthew J. Trask, I think. Matthew J. Trask being my full legal name is a holdover from days when I wrote for a newspaper. And then there's Old Faithful with Matt Trask. It's a group on Facebook. I am on Instagram at Mid-Level Influencer. Don't judge me. I was trying to figure out what an influencer was. Because I'm a moron cowboy, and I was reading these articles about influencers, and I thought, what in the hell is an influencer? And it turns out it's somebody, I still don't know what they do. But anyway, my Instagram account actually began with a picture that I took for my Tinder profile. Yes, I'm going to hell. I recently got off of Tinder, but I took this picture and I thought, man, that's a good picture. It's time for me to start an Instagram account. And I decided to be cheeky, snarky, and ironic on the interwebs on Instagram with the handle of Mid-Level Influencer. Am I an influencer? No. Would I accept money for using the products that I already use? Hell yes, I would. So if you want to make me an influencer, go right ahead. Where were we? Oh, I don't like doing this, but I suppose I should more often. Please, and thank you, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have a YouTube account. My YouTube channel, I believe, is Matthew J. Trask, and I would like to know that you enjoy this show by seeing that you have subscribed to this channel. If, in fact, you do enjoy this show. If you don't enjoy this show, have a nice day and a nice life, and good luck to you. We're probably going to have to play another song here today. What are you laughing about, Scott? Oh, well, thank you. I love you too, Scott. So we talked quite a bit in the last couple of episodes about how I've written a few songs and how I do it wrong. I think you guys enjoy me telling stories, and so we're going to tell a little story here today. I cannot pretend that this song isn't about my own personal divorce. Again, I'm going to insist that I did not write it, that my brain wrote it. And it's not about me anymore, or I couldn't sing it. But here's the story of my brain writing the song. I got the idea for the song on my way to a 4th of July party, and the song wrote itself in my head for the most part, with the exception of one verse, while I was standing on the rim of the Cheyenne River here in western South Dakota watching a fireworks show. And I don't believe I've ever felt more alone in a crowd in my entire life than while my brain was writing this song. Here we go. We need to start here. It's been a year since I slept in your bed, so I understand you thought our love was dead. We're gonna start over. Just a little bit of a window before you start over. Oh, okay. All right, cool. It's been a year since I slept in your bed, so I understand you thought our love was dead. I waited and prayed, and it hurt me so, standing aside as I watch you go. Whose eyes will cry on the pillow tonight, and whose arms will ache to be holding tight. Now, honey, I know it was all a mistake, but whose heart did you think you could break? My fondest wish is a good life for you, but you misunderstand everything that I do. Maybe our love was just not meant to be, but that line of thinking is no help to me. Whose eyes cry on the pillow tonight, and whose arms will ache to be holding tight. Now, honey, I know it was all a mistake, but whose heart did you think you break? Thank you. Dr. Phil says, wash your hands.